Hi, happy Friday. It's October 11th. It's my Friday intuition video. And the things I'm focusing on today are the core basics of following our intuition. And really, oftentimes, following our intuition really takes bravery, and it also takes honesty. And then it also, you need to have some emotional intelligence to be able to act on your intuition and follow those leads. So when I talk about being brave, a lot of times our intuition of what it is, whether it's a small thing and you're in a group or a big thing, takes being brave enough if you're with other people, because we live in a social world. Most of us don't live as hermits. So this is part of the bravery, is running the risk of following and listening to your intuition, and the group around you has a different idea. And so that can take bravery. We learn this young. I have a middle schooler right now, so this is really prevalent, because this is where, when you're in middle school, you start learning about who you are. You're really identifying who you are, your own likes, but you also have, if you remember, all this peer pressure coming in and trying to get you to do things. And so you get this is a massive growing period for our son. And so it's interesting to watch, and it's something I focus on too. So being brave enough to listen to our intuition. Well, first we have to hear our intuition. So I've been talking all year about cleaning up any of the crap that stands in the way between you hearing your own heart and intuition. I was writing this week, and I think the last 5 years of my life have been a massive, massive cleanup. And not just of my life, but of generational trauma that's been passed down from generation to generation in my family, that I have really had to focus on cleaning up and moving out of the way so that I can hear my own intuition. And that takes bravery too, because if you come from generations of this is the way we've always done things, but your intuition says no, but my intuition says I should do it this way, that takes some bravery to clean that up for yourself. That also then takes some honesty, right? Being honest with what's really, really going on, what you're really feeling. So this is not something we've taught up until recently in schools. Now, I will tell you, at my son's middle school, I'm on the social emotional learning committee. There's now a committee that is talking about how do we help our students have emotional intelligence and EQ. And in doing that, there are some things that you have to have. You have to be self-aware, to be honest and self-aware with how you're feeling. And that is learning how to be introspective. It also means you have to have some self-management. And that, of course, our children are learning, right? That's part of what we're teaching when we're parenting, and what our teachers are teaching. But then there's also the going on and having healthy relationships, like managing our relationships, being able to have social awareness of other people. These are all skills, like, hello, they didn't teach this when we were in school, but that's going on now. And as adults, I really feel like we have work to do as well if our kids or the younger generations are being taught this right now. And I want to point another thing out that has been on my mind all week long. I have a really good friend who's a marriage and family therapist, and I used to always say to her, well, what's normal? What's normal? Because I was cleaning up a lot of stuff from some stuff that was not normal in my family. And she goes, honey, do not shoot for normal, shoot for healthy. Normal is not necessarily healthy. Normal is just what everybody at the time may be doing and is normalized. So when we're doing some of this work and we're following our intuition, it may seem out of the box, it may seem out of the norm, but that doesn't mean it's not healthy for you. So I want to definitely talk about the difference between normal, which is normalized, and healthy. And so identifying what that is for yourself is super important. So I hope you guys enjoyed this intuition video. It's been a really interesting week with self-reflection. As I said, I'm always writing. I write every single morning. I have done a lot of cleanup of the past And I feel like I am clearer now than I've ever been in my life to hear my intuition. And that is not something that I can just completely go, oh, okay, I'm good now. This is constant, a daily practice to keep in tune, to have social awareness, have awareness of myself, have self-management of my emotions. And that's a big piece. We are in a society where we're watching a lot of people on the news not have any self-management or skills with that, with their emotions. And so we see a lot of violence. And I think having some tools for self-management is super important. I've actually been talking a lot about having a therapist, as that is similar to having a doctor or a dentist or anything. I recommend that. That's a big piece of self-management. And then learning the tools to go out and have relationships with people that you can connect with them and have intimacy with them. You can listen to them and understand that kind of intimacy with people. And I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about connecting emotionally with people. Anyways, have a good weekend. It was a lot. I had a lot to say. I'm not doing Mondays anymore, so I have a little more to say on Fridays. I will be back next week. But I hope you keep following your intuition, and I hope you keep reading and writing if that's what you're doing. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.